I'm from the Department of Industries and Commerce, and in my department, we have taken certain steps which can promote our entrepreneurs in the sector, maybe in the tourism, logistic, infra, or whatever it is. So today, I will state few lines on what we are doing. How can we invest in our state, that is Nagaland? We are coming out with the state industrial policy, which will be very vital in the near future. It is with the cabinet now. Hopefully, within these 3 months, the policy will come up. And there, in the policy, everything has been mentioned about the incentives, but how you can invest and how you can benefit. So today, our friends are here, so I can very boldly say that with the upcoming of this new state industrial policy, there will be lots of opportunities for the investor, for the entrepreneurs, and it will certainly benefit the region in general. That's one point. Another thing that we have is that we have the state startup policy, where we have recently known that we are surging very much ahead in the startup. Young entrepreneurs are coming forward. And then recently, the Prime Minister has already said that there is a surge of 200%. And that is the truth. We are doing what we can do. Young entrepreneurs are now knowing that certainly there is a way, there is a scope, and the destination is Nagaland. The state itself is the destination now. So people from abroad, people from the nearby states, and our young people are now investing, doing their jobs, working together here in our state. So we have the startup policy where we have generated more than 58 CR in the annual last year. We have generated 58 CR. And then we have impaneled under DPIT also 88 startups. That is what, and 330 plus startups are here in the state, which is very crucial for us. And we are happy to announce that also. We have the food policy also, food processing policy, where you can divulge in, you can do whatever you want. It may be small for a state like Nagaland, but we already have our food processing policy just recently, which will be benefiting our entrepreneurs, and people can invest also. That is another good sign that I want to elaborate it. No, in short, I will tell you. And then the important part is that we have a logistic policy, which we are going to talk today. The logistic policy, the government of India has given us a time frame that we need to have a good logistic policy so that the starting point and the end point should be meeting without any hassles. So here we have, I'm sure that by the end of March, we will be ready with the state logistic policy. So that is a good sign for our entrepreneurs, people who want to invest here in our
years or so in the entrepreneurship development space. And my interest basically is to foster entrepreneurship growth in the state. When you talk about IDAN, a lot of people would be wondering or questioning like why IDAN is all over the place. You see them doing this and that, like you would be questioning that, but IDAN's main objective is to develop the state into an attractive destination for investment and to create opportunities for entrepreneurship growth, fostering economic growth in the state. Towards this, one of our primary goals is also to facilitate schemes that are outside the purview of the normal schemes that we also have. And a lot of our work also is towards, since it's towards fostering investments, we have also been privileged to be part of some policy reviews that we have had we have been building in the state. And as Sir Tokugak has mentioned, we have been also part of the logistics policy. And one thing that we have understood is that in our efforts to make the state an investment destination, one thing is to also keep things, to lay the foundations for investment. And so towards this, we have launched several programs, several initiatives just recently. One of the initiatives that we have started was the Nagaland Tourism Connect scheme, which I spearheaded myself. And we have been able to facilitate tourism growth, to boost tourism and entrepreneurs who are in tourism, and by giving them a scheme which had to do with giving them vehicles, premium vehicles to enhance their services to tourists and to people who are looking for services, premium services in the state. So we can discuss further more into all these things, but I will just keep it at that. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Hanini. And yes, I think the audience will be very, very curious.
Rural operation all across East. But more of that, my other attributes, I say that last 25 years I am handling Northeast for different companies, right? I have a career span around over 29 years. I have worked with companies like Tata Steel, Ultratech Cement, the German multinationals, Siemens, then Dutch multinational Philips, then Tata Teleservice, Reliance, lastly French multinational Schneider Electric. And now currently Blue Earth, and there it's a German multinational, you must be knowing, we are part of DHL Express. We operate 220 countries all across the world. So I am a Northeast lover, I can say. My birthplace was Assam, right? Libongaigo. Though I migrated for my education to Calcutta, so it is in my heart. And I am very happy to be here today because what Blue Dot is doing, a lot of people may not be knowing, like he said he is knowing. Blue Dot is a company who has created organizations, big organizations in India by providing logistics. Why in today's world logistics is the most critical part. There is a word which is available in the shelf, it gets sold. Jo dikhta hai, wo dikhta hai. This is a so Blue Dot plays that role. We create the space for the producers, manufacturers. I'm just telling 2-3 names. You know Amazon. So Amazon, when India they started, they never had any logistics backup. It is we Blue Dot has created in India. Now they have their own setup. They have other players coming after seeing Blue Dot footprint. There are a lot of other companies coming, right? You know Nykaa. There are a lot of my female colleagues are here, so I've seen the Nykaa. Falguni Patil was nothing. He started his operation from 10 by 10 square feet.
Created a linking to the northeast regions. So how can I say? By pursuing the comprehensive concept that includes supporting both hard and soft connectivity, as well as the promotion of maybe private investment, Japanese government aims to connect the northeast region of India to the oceans of Bay of Bengal and foster cross-border business and industrial.
We have a deadline. Can I have a slide, please? We have a catch line. Yeah, I need another slide. Okay, sorry, I think I'll go back. Bhutan, as you all know, is a small country and surrounded by 3 sides by India and China in the north. We share close relationship with India, and we also have a strong association with Nagaland. If I'm not mistaken, I think you have some Bhutanese settled in Nagaland. So can I have a slide, please? You can see the map where we are, Bhutan, Assam, and Nagaland. We are very close. Can I have the next slide, please? Now we talk a high value, low volume. We in Bhutan aspire to provide all visitors with the value of your money experience. When we say low volume, it doesn't mean we control numbers of visitors, base, and carrying capacity. Next slide, please.
To reach here, particularly, I am very grateful to Business Association of Naga and local state government administration and all MSMEs who have made to this venue today to basically understand GEM and other opportunities which is highlighted by in the
So that's right. So I'll just, I have a little time, so I give you the experience of the Sikkim, how government department is doing it in the Sikkim. Sikkim is a very small, and you know there is a very high steep mountains are there, so there are always difficulties of logistic. If you small any electronic items or UPS, if you are ordering from the GEM, delivery time is taking very long time, because it's happening maybe in the same in Nagaland also. If you are asking any product from the Amazon, I don't know how long it take time. So there is a
Assistant Director. First of all, I would like to thank Ban for inviting me to be a part of this conference. Now, as you must be aware, the Ministry of MSME, it has emerged as a vibrant and dynamic sector of the Indian economy for the last 5 decades. It has contributed significantly in the economy and social development of the country by fostering entrepreneurship, skills, generating large employment opportunities through various schemes. Basically, Ministry of MSME envisions a progressive MSME sector by promoting growth and development of the sector through various sectors including KVICs, core industries in cooperation with ministries, departments, state government. Now, I will be briefing you about the various schemes and initiatives taken by the Ministry of MSME. One of the flagship scheme of the Ministry of MSME, which has been recently launched, is a PM Vishwakarma scheme. Basically, this scheme has been launched to support the artisans who are in the unorganized sector, and our ministry is providing end-to-end support to these artisans and craftsmen through access to the collateral-free loans, trainings, tools, incentives. Under this scheme, 16 trades have been identified. I will be briefing you about those 16 trades, which are carpenter, boot maker, armor, blacksmith, porter, locksmith, basket maker, barber, fishing net maker, toy maker, tailor. All these artisans, they can register themselves on this PM Vishwakarma portal to avail the benefits of the scheme. For this, they have to visit their respective CSC centers. Common Services Center, these are situated everywhere in the district blocks. So there, these artisans, they have to go there along with their Aadhaar number. They can register themselves. This scheme is online, and once they are registered, automatically
cycling tourism advocate. Tom, founder of Gear Thrills Cycling Club. Mr. Santamo Ogum, 4x4 attitude.
About a very, very interesting sector or subsector, we can say. Many people for many years have been trying and exploring ideas on how can we leverage this opportunity of turning Nagaland into an adventure destination or a hub for adventure tourism. Many people have tried, still trying, even I have tried, Santamo has tried. Very young upcoming talents like Yamet, they're working on it. And we have veterans and very senior and experienced people like our brother here. So we'll explore and brainstorm. It's a blank canvas. So let's see what they have to say. And based on that, we'll try to connect the points and ultimately maybe come up with some few ideas or some maybe test out some pilot projects after this discussion. There's lots of opportunities to explore here. I'm sure of that. So it's not just Kohima, Dimapur, Chumukedima, or Mokchung or Wokha. There's so many other districts in Nagaland. I think there's a lot of spaces that we can explore. So without further ado, now it's 3:12. I think we have around 1 hour to take this. Maybe we'll start with you first. And you have 10 minutes, and then followed by Yamet and Sentinel. So please. Yeah.
Hello. Everybody, and firstly, I'm grateful to having come here, and I'd like to thank Man for having me here. It's an honor, it's a privilege. I never expected this in the beginning, but it's been good. I've got to meet a friend of mine. I mean, it's been 20 years since I last saw him. So thank you for having me here. So I'm going to first tell a little bit about myself. So I do cycling tourism, and that's my hobby, my business, and I do it as an enthusiast. So it all started once around 15 years ago. We just went cycling.
So the whole mountain biking scenario and the whole movement in Nagaland started back in 2014. There were cycling clubs like Native Station, Trail Hounds, and many other cycling groups that started the whole cycling movement in Nagaland. Getting participants from outside India, like United Kingdoms, Nepal, and also neighboring states like Sikkim and all. So 2014 is a year to be remembered. That's where the whole movement of mountain biking started here in Nagaland.
Yeah, but before you go to the next slide, this one is in Suku Valley. I don't know if you've gone there. You can actually go cycling there. And this is our friend Romson. He took his bike there.
Yeah, I totally forgot to mention about the thing. Anyways, so that's where I came in, the Day-2 Cycling Club, back in 2021. So it's not that I wasn't part of cycling. I was always a part of cycling since 2013, but it's just that I also started my own cycling club to promote the same, as in to promote mountain biking, promote a healthy lifestyle, and to promote eco-friendly transport in and around Nagaland.
Good evening, everyone. I'd first like to thank Ben for giving us a wonderful platform. It's such a great opportunity for us to share ideas and discuss possibilities with tourism. So, I am the co-owner of Fortitude. My business partner Yanden is sitting there, so you can raise your hand. So we have been in this business for the last over a decade, and both of us, we have competed, officiated, organized lots of events across India. So events like Rainforest Challenge Goa, one of the toughest races in the world, Land Rover Experience. We have organized international events in Arunachal, for off-road, Orange Fury. So from all these experiences, we have learned a thing or two about organizing adventure sport. So we have always been discussing about these ideas, but then there's hardly anyone who would actually do it. So in 2023, we decided to hold an expedition across Nagaland. So it was the proof of concept to see if it actually works. So I'll start with the presentation. So this is one of the places that we went. We toured the entire Nagaland. It was spanned around 2,000 something kilometers for 9 days. And through this experience, we learned a lot of things as an organizer and as stakeholders in the tourism business. So this was featured in Ivo magazines. It's a very reputed international magazine, so we were featured in this magazine. So this was the article, Nagaland Expedition. So we ran this.
Asking us how to register for BAN. So what we have done is we put a table outside in the registration counter. Kindly leave your name and number, and our office staff will get back to you and walk you through the process. Okay, thank you.
Wondering what next after this conference. Is there going to be a continuity, or will this just be the end? But I think BAN's commitment to doing what they have started is going to be there, and you will be seeing more of us more often And maybe some of you all maybe say, okay, enough is enough, but then we are sincere about doing and going further and moving ahead. So our 2-day deliberation has been very, very intensive because of the dynamics of tourism. We have questioned ourselves, what kind of tourism do we want for Nagaland? And that has been one of the most debated questions amongst us. We also discussed that tourism must not be viewed as a profit-oriented activity for individuals. Because if that is the case, then we are not going to move ahead. We will be stuck where we are, and Nagaland will not progress in the tourism map. So, but it should be seen as a means to promote community participation, conserve and protect the environment and our culture. So that is what we have been talking for this last 2 days. And I'm very happy that many of you all have now understood and are willing to go ahead in that direction. We have also talked about very crucial issues which are dampening our tourism progress. We have talked about the plastic pollution that we are seeing everywhere, and also the waste management issues. So these issues we will tackle step by step, and I think BAN is also willing to partner us in this issue because that goes side by side with the tourism promotion activity. So we shall now move ahead. Now I also want to point out that on work
To complete, which were compiled by experts in the area that we had highlighted. So we had done in 3 categories: best tour green operators, best community practices, conservation practice, and also best green accommodation and resorts. So out of all the completed entries, we had many entries, but we only picked up the ones which completed. Some left halfway. So there was a panel of selection panel set together, picked up the selected ones, and then started doing long interview with the owners. We wanted to see their scalable goals. We wanted to understand their waste management, and some are very new, some are already won awards, but nevertheless, it was a cause worth recognizing. So we had done that. Not only that, we also called the people who had used their services or stayed in those accommodation and took reviews firsthand. So it was a long deliberation. Based on that, we scaled down again. Again, we sat together as a panel, and we're done through this process. It may not be perfect, but it's definitely a step in the right direction. There's room for improvement, we admit, and we are looking for further feedbacks so that we can improve in this area, because we are very intentional. We had actually So that's Naga Bivouac. We'll put a face to that name very soon. Moving next is our best Like we have discussed and deliberated over these 2 years, we cannot talk of progressing in tourism without involving the community. So this third category is in line with that. So this award goes to the best community conservation practices. And there are so many in this category. However, there is one winner, but we felt that there has to be special citation for another one. So I'm going to read a little bit about the special citation, and this conservation practice, this organization is actually funded and supported by Green Hub that ma'am has said right now. So the special citation award for best community conservation practice goes to Hebamlo. This is in Peren. So they are fellow of Green Hub, Royal Enfield Responsible Tourism Fellowship, Jitendra Deka, Elmo Hobo Nelina, Martsava Kichi are working in Hebamlo Peren district. The team is working on the preservation of the Zeme culture with a focused effort on hospitality training, food processing, and the setting up of a tourist lodge in the first phase. The initiative is dedicated to promoting sustainable tourism that honors the unique culture and nature of the village. The visuals, please. Coming to the winner of the Best Community Conservation Practice, the winner of this category goes to Lemsa Chenlok Society. Lemsa Chenlok has taken up the issue of biodiversity and wildlife conservation and in environment protection since 2007. The initiative started in Longlang district and has expanded to multiple districts across the state of Nagaland. This organization has received recognition from the United Nations Environment Programme on efforts towards conserving the Amur falcon. In addition, it is the proud recipient of the Indian Biodiversity Award for the year 2018 and the Weekly Award 2021. Just to give you a brief idea, Weekly Award is like the Green Oscars. This recognizes grassroots conservation efforts globally. So please run the visuals. Thank you. Before I call the winners on the stage, it won't be fair if I do not mention names of two people who were very instrumental right from the inception of the idea till the execution, and they are none other than Dr. Yan Muri and Madam Thami. So at this point, I'd like to call Naga Bivuak on stage, Majesty Kabumotso, Hebamlo, Lemsa Chenlok Society. If you will please come and line up on stage. I'd like to request our special guest, Mr. Tian Manan IS, to come and give away the awards and then address the occasion.
You're here, very few chosen people. You are the cream of the Naga society as far as tourism development goes, I would say. And I think for the last 2 days, as mentioned, we have had a very extensive interactions, and I'm sure with your sharing of your own experience and all the speakers giving you whatever experience that you have and about the country, about our own experience, I'm sure you've learned a lot. And this key sector, which was chosen to promote tourism in our state, it is definitely a very core area, because as we all know, tourism is a multi-dimensional activities. Out of this, you have well chosen 3 areas of focus. And I think this is a foundation on which we can develop, definitely. Even though our various facilities are not up to the international standard, I'm sure the way they are shown in the video now is a small picture of how the window to what you are doing. I'm sure it seems to be very impressive. And I think this kind of practices should multiply. And I think we should promote such among the people. We should enlighten the people. And I'm sure the visitors will also learn something. And I'm sure you have given something to the people. And all the awardees, these are all voluntarily self-organized, with perhaps without depending too much on government or somebody else. I think this is what definitely I think I really appreciate very much. Well, since you've had a very extensive interaction with well-knowledgeable, experienced people, I have nothing to aid in that. But then again, as an intelligent person, and also who has traveled perhaps in over 60, 70 countries in the world, I've had few sort of experience as a tourist in some places. Focusing on the 3, because I've got a lot of experiences. If I share, I think you won't get bored up. The whole night was not going to be made. So therefore, I would like to just see 1 or 2 kind of experience by experience while traveling all over the world and also in Nagaland. Because coming back to our own Nagaland, touches on our main focus. What I'm trying to see is that recently I went to Moon to be to a flag hosting ceremony on the 67th Republic Day. On my return, I decided to go to Wak Ching town in Tamlo. to come out to us more. I don't know, because our foreign friends do not be very familiar with whatever I'm talking about. But for the Nagas, you must be familiar with that. Why I'm saying this, I have traveled this road when I was in bureaucrat, 25 years ago. And it was a very small road, no doubt. Now it is 2-lane roads, is beautiful. But then again, one sad thing which I observed was that earlier when I traveled that road, as we all know, we all belong to an area which is very rich in biodiversity, considered a rich biodiversity zone of the world. When I traveled 25 years ago, let me tell you, it was forest, full of life, very lively. Because a lot of wild animals, birds of different colors, with many singing birds and things like that. And it was really beautiful and lovely forest. This time, after 25 years, when I traveled back, it was absolutely empty. All the forest has disappeared. It is jungle. You know the difference between jungle and forest. Lifeless, absolutely. Similarly, all the road from Mon to Insam to Tupu to Kifri, Pek, and all this road, till about 25 years ago, it was definitely very thick jungle, pristine kind of looks and green, full of life. It was really wonderful to travel that road. Today, it's really the same thing. Absolutely, all the forest disappeared. It is totally jungle. Nothing seems to be there. No birds, no animal. I think this is a very sad commentary. That's just one thing. Nagaland forest, and you know, the flora and fauna must be accusing the Nagas. Everything was beautiful and lively till you come. Everything was beautiful and lively till you people come. I think this is what the theme, which I feel, because while traveling this road, I thought the forest, or rather to the jungle, was accusing the Nagas. And now, you are talking about community conservation. It's a wonderful message. I think it's simple for who? And I think this should be popularized. Government is so aware of the need to promote all this. So in the next 16th Finance Commission period, starting from next year, there are about 100 community conservation programs there. In every unit, there were 100 hectares, and then per acres, given to 50,000 for the conservation. So I think we should try to take advantage of that, but let me tell you, let me warn you, that this kind of an organization, this kind of participant, you should not leave everything to the government for implementation, because I don't know how it is, you know it, I don't know to explain. You'll be accusing the government organization corruption, but corruption is not only one-sided, let me tell you. Your non-participation, not knowing it itself, or collaborative sharing of this thing, that itself is a very destructive corruption. So therefore, I want you people to absolutely, watchdog kind of a group and see that this thing really takes place on the ground. This is one about, I'm seeing the community conservation program, and I think this is one key area which our people should really concentrate, and you people are the catalyst who should be able to take that lead. And I'm happy that this is chosen as one of the subjects. Secondly, talk about eco-friendly, another, what is that? The tour operators. You know what it means. I don't have to tell you because you know it much better than me. And all the experts were sharing all that over the last 2 days. How I wish I would have sit here as a learner, whatever it is. I just want to give you my own experience. I was in England doing my post-graduation sometime I went to Inverness, that's Scotland, the North Scotland, northernmost Scotland town. Why I went there, you might have heard about Loch Ness Monster. I want to go and see the Loch Ness Monster. What a lake. Went there. And then I traveled on a budgeted kind of travel. So I went there and then asked the tourist guide, the tourist information center, and I said, what is the very healthy but then cheap the accommodation. So homestay. There was one room where two people could stay. So I booked that along with one person from European country, from Spain I think yes. We went to that house. It's a small room, but absolutely clean. Very clean toilet, clean clothes and everything. And the owner was oldish couple. And they said that, yes, gentlemen, tonight later said, we'll come dinner. I said, all right, that's really wonderful. We went down there, had introduced ourselves, which country are you from, and this and that. They've given a little bit of their life they've given, but the important thing is that they've given a lot of information about